Get ready to dive into a world where empires stand on the brink of war and terrible monsters tear at the fragile borderlands of men. The Adventurer Conqueror King System Imperial Imprint, or as we like to call it, Acts 2, is now live on Kickstarter. Acts 2 is the new edition of the acclaimed best-selling fantasy role-playing game. You'll find everything you need to enjoy epic fantasy campaigns with a sweeping scope. Whether you want to crawl through dungeons, experiment with alchemy, crossbreed monsters, run a merchant emporium, raise an undead legion, or even conquer an empire, Acts 2 supports your playstyle. Acts 2 integrates experience point mechanics, making campaign activities a seamless part of the core gameplay loop. Your character levels up in new and exciting ways each time you play, adding massive replayability to each of your adventures. Acts 2 offers 18 character classes, 378 spells, new combat mechanics, and so much more. Support Acts 2 on Kickstarter today.
Somewhere in between, round the table with your friends, playing Dungeons and Dragons. And if life ever knocks you down, your dice will surely turn around. Roll your stats, it's time to quest. Let's put your characters to the test.
Hello, and welcome to Knocked Prone, a podcast of high crits, small fits, and varying wits. My name is Cade, and I'm the host and dungeon master of this Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition adventure. And I am joined here by the players to my left.
Mason playing Lak'yr.
Brooklyn playing Litzy.
Danny playing Tess.
Caden playing Blink.
Yeah. All right. So as last we left our adventurers, they went through Fort Outcast with Halsey Bella, our guest, who was playing Lilith Flamepike. They went through the first tier and found it full of poverty. The second tier was full of wealthy people, and the third tier was full of the leaders who were fighting against one another. They sided with the Ox King leader and kind of was playing both sides with the Dragon King leader, then attacked the Dragon King when he was least expecting it, defeated the Dragon King. Lilith Flamepike jumped on top of a dragon and led adventurers back into Fort Outcast, where she was to take the place as new queen since the Ox King died as well from prison riots. And that's where we left the adventurers. Let's get started. So you guys are in the city currently. The light rain that was happening has kind of subsided as the city is all gathering around Lilith Flamepike, and she is, from your guys' examples that you have brought up, she's kind of coerced this plan to unite the three tiers to make one city work together. What would you like to do?
All right, so just to set the scene a little bit, I want to remind the viewers that I am still a direwolf, just kind of like guarding somewhat aggressively, like the flank of the group. Wherever they feel exposed, I'm going to be kind of looking and like kind of angrily holding back. So it might be a little offsetting considering the circumstances. But calm down a little bit now that we've been in the crowd for a while. I feel like my character, you know, the wolf me is like somewhat used to the way it is, but still very defensive.
And about 30 minutes have passed for that, so it'll be about another 30 minutes. Unless you'd like to, down. You can wild shape out whenever you'd like. Anyway, what would the rest of you like to do as Tess is guarding you?
Well, I don't know about all of you, but I feel rather exhausted fighting mechanical dragons, becoming a philosopher, and then fighting a real dragon all in one day. Kind of took it out of me. Shall we find somewhere to rest?
I think that's a great idea, especially because this is a really good place, I think, to take a little bit of protection. We definitely have friends here now.
Safest place we'll probably rest in a while. Is Lilith still with us?
So she's currently talking to a large group of people. She's still on top of the dragon, still very nervous about leaving the dragon and what's going to happen. But she's near you, so you could approach her.
She seems a bit busy. I was going to ask Lilith where a good place to stay was, but I'm sure one of the guards would have that information. Can I ask a guard if there's any inns or places of refuge or anything like that?
Right. Well, I think there's an inn over there. It's called Intopolis, and an inn down the way called Inferior.
I also had an idea. Boggy Billy. He has that area outside of town that we could go rest as well. His stew was quite delicious.
That's true. We definitely know he's a friend as well. Thoughts? Blink, Tess?
I'm going to ask the guard if there are any shops nearby for mainly like spell materials.
Oh, right. Well, there's a shop down the way. It's a weapon shop. It's called the Bound Battle Axe. And the shop the other way, it's in a magic shop. It's the Arcane Horrors.
Okay.
All right. Well, I personally would like to get some rest right now. I guess I'll head to the non-inferious inn. And what was that?
Inferior and Intopolis.
Intopolis. So I guess I will go get us some rooms. Blink, are you going shopping?
I am.
All right. Litzy, do you have anything you want to do, or do you want to come with?
I will follow Blink and see what's at the shops.
Seeing two head off one way, Wolf Tess or West Wolferian will follow Lak'yr, seeing that he is without numbers.
All right. Yeah. So you
Also,
guys
my
head
panda,
off.
I assume follows
Yes,
me.
of course. Your panda is still with you.
So you just have
Actually,
like a
I
little,
just have a bunch of animals.
Yeah, you
I have
have like a-
Phoenix, I have you, and then I have Panda next
a
to
little
me.
entourage of.
And your panda, I believe it's getting close to the
It
time
probably
that your panda
is,
is
yeah.
going to
Because I think I
disappear.
pulled him out when we met Boggy Billy.
Yeah. So it's like the sun is starting to set on the village, on the fort rather, and so your panda is starting to flit into. I'd say by the time that you are done wild shaping, your panda will also be gone.
I'll go into Antopolis. Say, hello, I was wondering, do you have any vacancies open?
Oh yeah, got a lot. Most people live here, so yeah, we got rooms.
How many do your rooms fit?
Oh well,
And the price, please.
looking at the we're a no pet hotel, so
Can I, when she says that, I want to just like, I want to attempt to intimidate her by just giving her a death glare and having like the entourage of angry animals behind me.
yeah. Roll me with advantage. Roll me intimidation.
I'm gonna roll a perception to see if I pick up on his intimate.
Natural 20.
Oh,
minus
yes.
1 for 19.
I roll a 14 on my
14.
insight.
Yeah, so you're kind of picking up what he's putting down, especially with the natural 20.
I'll like bump the panda and be like,
Yeah, and the panda starts like taking it out its bamboo and sharpening it like right in front of the lady into like a little shiv. The lady looks at you and is like, "Oh, I think we could make an exception. 20 gold a night."
Very well. And I'll put down 20 gold. And don't worry, all of these animals have the ability to disappear and will shortly, I hope. And I will start heading up. Do the rooms just have one bed in them each?
So the rooms are very luxurious. Because the name is Intopolis versus Inferior, you can quite assume that it is the higher end of the two inns, and it has similar to the workmanship of the Dragon King. It's very fine stone, no gems in it, but like lots of like pillars of marble, and like there's 3 beds and a couch.
you know, I respect a business that's like self-aware enough to name themselves inferior, though.
Yeah.
Let's take a moment to recognize how classy that is.
We should go and give them like a copper as a
Oh yeah, we're not as good as the other place.
Anyway, so yeah, you
So-
see the room and it's very nice. There's a clawfoot bathtub in the corner.
Can me, him, and Big Boy all fit in one room?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'll just chill in the room.
I investigate it as soon as we enter. 4.
4. Okay. In the room, you're investigating like this golden claw bathtub, and in the bottom of the bathtub, it looks like it's not quite drained all the way. And when you like stick your nose, your like wolf snout in it to smell it, you see like a blackened gold piece that is just very dirty. Somebody must have been washing their money in the last
Classic.
Yeah, rich people, you know.
When you've had it for so long.
Yeah, yeah.
Money laundering.
Yes, exactly.
I'll basically just turn and talk to Tess a little bit and say, Tess, can you understand me in there?
I can make eye contact and just like look at it, but like don't acknowledge that I'm Tess, but I'm just like,
Can you hear me? All right. So, what is this?
and I just like go and like stand at the hallway, like right by the door, and like watch the front door of the room.
It's not a bad thing. I'm curious is all. And then if he doesn't respond, then I'll just
staring at the door.
Is the door open or is it closed?
I don't know. Either way, I'm like watching it.
I think I would have it open just because I am waiting for Litzy and Blink to get back.
Thematically,
wonderful.
that is what I have more in mind. That I'm like watching more like into the hallway.
Yeah, you see a couple of halflings walk up the stairs, and they're like, "Oh, honey, I'm so glad that you found this place that was pet free, since I'm so deathly allergic of wolves." Oh, freak! And she like runs back down the stairs.
I will rest. I'm not
Not trancing.
I'm not trancing, but yeah, I'm just laying down and resting until the group is back.
Wonderful. All right, and then let's join Litzy and Blink. What are you guys up to? Which shop would you like to go look at? There was the Bound Battle Axe and Arcane Horrors.
Arcane Horrors. That's where I'm going.
Okay, so you walk around the city streets and you see this storefront that has this wooden sign hanging from it, and it's charred, like it's blackened, and there's like graffiti on the sides of the walls. It looks like people may have been practicing magic they had just purchased on the outside of this building.
Right on.
As you enter, you see a very large orc with these broken tusks, and as you walk in, they say, "Oh, welcome to Arcane Horrors. What can I get you?"
Okay, I'm going to slap my gold purse on the table and I'm going to say, I need all the bat guano and sulfur that you have.
And you hear like chirps of bats from the back room, and they say, "It's a lot of bat guano."
Okay, I need a little bit of the bat guano and sulfur that
All
you
right,
have.
he brings out an entire 2 bags that are labeled B and S, and he gives them to you. B for bat guano, S for sulfur, just so you don't mix them up. And they're just like these big burlap sacks, and he says, "Oh, that'll be 50 gold."
Dud.
All right. Well, nice doing business. Tell your friends about the Arcane Horror shop, and please wait 50 feet before you start casting spells. I'm trying to run a business here.
You got it. Is there anything else? What are your promotional items?
Oh, let me show you. Well, I don't think you're gonna want this, but I've got some scale mail. It's adamantium scale, but it did come from a dragon, so no offense to you and your people.
I scowl at him and say, "This is preposterous. How could you bring this to me of all people, of all customers? I demand half off of my previous purchase."
Oh, right away.
Or I'm gonna test this spell right inside your store right now.
Oh, please no. And he gives you 25 gold pieces
Yeah,
back, and
that's
he's
what I
like,
thought.
"Oh, sorry."
And then I storm out, but like, looking madder than I actually am, because I'm like, yeah, there we go.
We've done it.
That whole time I was scanning the store, watching an amusement, and I just follow Blink right out.
Okay. Oh, ma'am, may I help you with... Oh, she's gone. And you guys exit the store.
Good character building on that.
Thanks.
Like
Yeah.
little flavor,
He's important to the
little
storyline.
something for the kids.
We walk through, after battling through an entire dungeon, to walk in and see sitting upon a throne the orc that ran Arcane Horrors.
I told you I'd get that 25 gold pieces. Anyway, yeah. So you guys exit the shop. Are you heading? Like, there's other shops around town.
Yeah, I'll go
There's
head over to that other. What was the weapon shop called?
the Bound Battle Axe.
Bound Battle Axe. I'll go check that out.
Okay, so you walk in, and it looks like a very similar orc, about 6 inches shorter, and is like, "Hey, welcome to the Bound Battle Axe." They look like they are potentially related. They both have a cracked tusk, and like they have grayish skin, the same hairstyle. You're not sure if you just haven't seen a lot of orcs before, so it just everyone seems the same to you.
Okay. So I'm going to say, well, first off, what are your promotional items?
Lots of shields, some plate armor. I got this cool weapon here. It's it's a fire sword, I think.
Okay. What kind of fire sword?
Oh, well, I haven't tested it out much. I think it does a D4 of fire damage as well as the 1D8, she tells you without telling you metagame. But, yeah, so he tells you that it does some extra fire damage.
Okay. I'm going to say, actually, just what I was looking for. Your brother in the shop next door told me to come here and said you would give me a discount because we had such a good conversation a second ago.
Oh, over at Arcane Horrors?
Yes.
Oh, that's my sister.
Oh. Some people say that there are no dwarf women.
Exactly. And that's okay. It's a common mistake, especially if you're new in town. How's 1,000 gold pieces sound?
Oh, that sounds fantastic. Let me come back in like 6 months and I'll have the gold for you.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot this was a special promotional deal. Name your price and we'll see what I can do.
I will give you 100 gold pieces and this one-of-a-kind relic of history of my dragonborn people, and I'll pull out my mace. And I'll say, this is worth 10 of these swords.
Oh, roll me a persuasion.
Yeah. Oh, persuasion?
Persuasion.
Okay. 18.
Okay. Well, this sword was crafted by Dragonborn, so it's also kind of a relic, but, I'm feeling generous today. I'll give it to you for 300 gold pieces.
Okay, and how much you say, 300?
300.
Done.
Okay. All right. Another happy customer. Slides the money that you put. Do you give him gems or?
Yeah, I'm going to give him 6 of my gems that
Oh,
are worth 50 gold pieces each.
okay. So
Does that
yeah,
work?
he slides it over and he's like, oh, yeah, of course it works. I'm sure that the Dragon King will be very happy to buy these from me. And obviously not knowing what's going on. Anyway, so
while this is going on, I had like just my hands clasped behind my back, casually browsing, just like I was in the other store. And as he was making this exchange and like bartering for this, I like turn and realize just how much money Blink has. Being somebody currently with 15 gold pieces. I just wanted to go to the store. I'm like that kid that like thinks that 50 cents might be enough for a toy. So I'm like trying to like seem cool, seem chill, like, oh no, I just don't want anything. Yeah, like I'm
and your
good.
face is completely turned red as you realize this.
Yeah, but I'm like trying to play it cool.
Oh,
Metagame in the what is the inn called?
Intopolis.
Intopolis. You see a wolf like thinking about his 5 gold.
So seeing how Litzy, I can sense that she wants to go on a shopping spree, but she only has 15 gold pieces. So I'm going to say, here, how about this? And I'm going to give you 1 gem worth 50 gold pieces. And then I'm going to take 2 patches off of my poncho of useful items that are both worth 100 gold pieces. Or I guess they turn into 100 gold pieces.
Right.
So that's 250 gold pieces.
In complete denial and embarrassment, I'm gonna be like, blink, like, no, like, what do you think I am, a charity case? I got so many of these at home, and like as I'm saying that, I'm like pocketing them, like putting them away. I'm like, you really don't have to. I really have enough of these. Like, what
You knock over like some weapons, and the guy's like, "Hey, are you gonna buy anything or what?"
all of a sudden I start browsing again with very different eyes.
Hey.
I want to view the melee weapons.
Oh, well, right this way. I'm sorry, I didn't take you for somebody who's actually going to buy, seeing that you knocked over an entire line of longswords, but Yeah, we've got +1 sword over here. Great swords, long swords. I don't know if you'd want this. This belonged to some witch who came through town. She sold it to me. She called it the Luck Blade, but I don't know. I don't know what it really does.
Can I ask for its stats?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a plus, so you gain a +1 to attack and damage rolls made with this weapon. While your sword is on your person, you also gain a +1 to saving throws of dexterity saving throws. So if the sword is on your person, you can call its luck, no action required, to reroll one attack roll, ability check, or saving throw that you dislike. You must use the second roll though. This property can't be used again until the next dawn. It has 3 charges. And it has 3 little stars on it.
Okay. I'm not particularly interested. I've kind of got luck out the wazoo. And I already have a hard time keeping track of all my luck points.
It was just a cool thing that was in the shop. I was like, hey.
For fear of sounding ungrateful for the interesting items he's showing me, I ask what else he has.
Okay. I got nunchucks. Like I said.
What are the stats of the nunchucks?
Let's see, it's not graceful. She would just knock herself.
Hey, now my dexterity is better with my witch's hat.
Oh, that's true.
And I've got all these luck points. Okay. And as a matter of fact, my luck specifically is supposed to be sort of like an ungraceful, chaotic kind of luck. So can you imagine a little gnome witch with nunchucks?
Well, these nunchucks, they deal 2d4 bludgeoning damage. They're red with silver, and the chain is silver. It doesn't really have any magical properties. They're just nunchucks. I think some guy sold them to me when he came into the town and realized he didn't need to fight anymore.
Does it have any attack bonus?
It's a dexterity weapon, so it would use your dexterity plus your proficiency.
I am interested in the nunchucks. How much are you charging for them?
Well, these were made by Dragonborn. He pops an eyebrow.
Wow, it seems like a lot of the items you have here are made by Dragonborn.
Oh, yes. Well, they're the rarest of the races in the world. I've never seen... Oh, I've only seen one.
I interrupt. I snap my fingers and I call over Blink. I'm like, well, this Dragonborn is actually very skilled in viewing these items and seeing how accurate this would be. So, Blink, do you think that this is made by Dragonborn?
Okay. Yeah, I was standing at the door, just kind of leaning in the doorway, watching the whole time. And then I come kind of confidently stomping over and I say, let me take a look at this. History check?
Yeah, roll me a history.
Okay.
He sweats visibly
Yeah.
as he's like,
Oh, no. I got a 5.
oh, yeah, it's the best craftsmanship. See right there? There's a D on the top of it for Dragonborn. 250 gold pieces.
So do I notice that maybe Blink is taking this seriously? He really is trying to inspect it to see if it was Dragonborn.
Mm-hmm.
So I turn away from the shopkeeper and just raise my eyebrows at him. hoping that he'll get the message that I just want him to BS this for me.
Yeah. Okay. I say, this is absolutely not a Dragonborn item, and I would know because I'm a Dragonborn.
Oh, roll me deception with disadvantage.
Okay. 12.
You're a Dragonborn. I understand. Your people have done great things for Fort Outcast. 225.
Having 0 bargaining skills, honestly, I say, great, I'll take it. Thank you.
You pull it from his hands, and as you do, the sweat visibly flies off of his hands, and a sigh of relief goes over him, and he collects your gems and then walks to the back room briskly and is like, oh, we're closed.
Fireball.
Yeah. So anyway, is there anything else you guys would like to do?
That's all I needed to do, yeah.
Well, good day. And like he closes shop, he locks it behind you, and behind you hear So
assuming me and Blink both hear that, like I visibly try to ignore it, knowing that I probably made a really bad trade there, even though I have tried. All right, well, are you ready to head back to the inn, or is there anywhere else you would like to go?
I am all good to go.
Okay, we head back to the inn.
okay.
Right, flashing back, so it's probably getting pretty close to the time I'm like probably feeling that the beast form's running out. I'll probably like walk over, lick the panda a little bit, even give Lak'yr like a lick on the calf. Just like a little one, and then walk over into a corner, curl up into like a little ball, and shift into Tess form, still curled into like a little ball,
Yeah.
and asleep.
Litsy and Blink, you arrive back to the room and see that the door is open.
Are we each staying in one room, or are we each getting our own room?
Up to you. There's 3 beds and a pull-out couch in this room. So
Okay, awesome. Shopping was fantastic. I got this dope sword, and as I hold it up, and it's just like, ha!
I don't say anything, and I just start a battle cry and start wielding my nunchucks, which is an absolute disaster because I've never wielded nunchucks before.
Like breaking the lamps and breaking the,
Yeah.
knocking everything off the tables.
But I'm stoked. I mean, you can see how pumped I am.
the lady from the front desk walks up and is like, how are you enjoying? Oh, never mind. And we're like, runs back downstairs.
Well, it seems fruitful. Nothing much has transpired here. I did want to ask both of you. I was gonna talk to everyone, but maybe I can in the morning. What's our next plan? I know, Blink, you were wanting to see your people, but they're in the Feywild? So we need to go and ask for our time anchors. And
Yes.
I assume Lilith could give those to us now. So, yes. There was one other thing of interest in this direction. The wizard. I don't know, but it kind of caught my attention that someone of magical power living all the way out here may be useful. If you guys are interested in stopping by, of course.
Yeah. I say let's do it. We don't have a solid plan of getting back to Grumbopolis as of yet, so we could use some help.
As well, we need to figure out how the Fey works. Because, as I understand it, the time anchors will allow us to travel to the Feywild without having months of our time pass. But, in order to enter the Fey, we'd still need to locate it.
That is a challenge. I wonder if there's anybody here who would have knowledge on the Feywild.
My best hunch is if it came to the flower gardens, we went in, and then we came out 3 months later. Maybe it appears every 3 months? I'm not sure. That's partially why I was hoping we would see the wizard. They may be able to, heck, even have the power to shift us to a different plane. I don't know. But we need to figure something out. You stopped by the arcane shop, correct?
Yes, I did.
Did the owner of the store seem to have any arcane proficiency?
He had a wide variety of spell-related items.
But not necessarily a master of the arcane in and of themselves.
It's definitely possible. I didn't get that much information from him. He could be someone we could talk to.
All right. Finally, well, 2 more things I wanted to discuss just to kind of clear the air. Number 1, Litsy, I got the belt for you, if you would like it. It is in your bag. If not, perhaps Dink could use it. Or if neither of you want it, perhaps we could sell it for materials, or I could break it down for enchanting components.
Remind me what the stats are that the belt does.
The Belt of Stone Giant Strength raises your strength to a score of 23.
With the note of that your characters were upset that he took it off a dead body.
Yeah. Well, Lilith was the most upset.
But
You
some
were-
time has passed.
Yeah. Mourning period is over.
Yeah, it's been a whole 12 hours.
for these strangers.
Yeah.
I have a friend who's not here anymore.
I can't even remember their names anymore.
Blink, is this an item that you would really want? Is it something you're interested in? I don't want to step on anybody's toes.
I mean, it's cool. It's a cool item. I don't necessarily need it. It'd be dope, but
I mean,
we could also sell it.
That's very true. Strength is not really my best stat. Is Tess still
Tess is asleep.
Yeah, I'm like
he's
curled up in
asleep.
a little corner of the room.
Not a wolf.
Not like on any beds or cushion, just like off in like the farthest corner.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if you really don't want it, I can take it. I wouldn't mind being strong. I don't really have much strength to speak of, but I figured I'm not really... You are the one that's swinging around a club, both of you. So I just figured it may be more useful.
I definitely think we should keep it in the group. One of us can definitely get use from it. And if you want to try it out first, that'd be great because I can take some time to practice with my new weapon.
All right. I was hoping to visit the Dragon King's castle tomorrow to see if there was anything we could claim as his rightful usurpers. But we'll have to see about that and see what happens in general. Finally,
Yeah, I would also be interested in finding out if we can get stuff.
well, he had a rather elegant coat that I was maybe looking to have.
I think I speak for the whole party when I say, as soon as we all saw that cape, we immediately thought about you.
Well, it does bring one to mind. He'll say, almost flattered by like your statement.
I did not mean it flattering.
I know, I know, but Lak'yr takes it. And then I'll say, finally, what are we going to do about Tess?
I think with a full night's rest, he might be fine, right?
Second time he's murdered or almost murdered someone, and I mean, it's not like I really care one way or the other, but he does. He's a pacifist. It seems a little wrong to let him continue to violate his own code.
Well, I will say that so far it has worked in our favor. And so, I mean, as a group, I just think that so far it's been a little bit of a positive thing. But I do think that it might be good for one of us to maybe talk with him and make sure that he's feeling okay. I do think that emotional distress is not something we need to hinder us right now.
That's true. And you're right, he has been extremely useful. It's just no, it feels wrong. Blink, you know him best. Perhaps he'll open up to you.
Yeah, I could talk to the little guy.
I don't know about all of you, but it's been a long day, and I am quite literally exhausted. So, I bid you all a wonderful night. I will wake in the morning and go see what I can see about the Dragon King's castle. See if there's a way of entry or something like that. And then, once I come back, we can go visit Lilith, get our time anchors. All right. Well, good night. And I will immediately enter my trance.
I will also pass out on one of the beds.
Cool. Looking at Tess. Okay, I'm gonna walk over to him. I'm just gonna like pick him up like a baby, and I'm gonna carry him over to the last remaining bed, and I'm gonna like tuck him in, and
I like itch the back of my ear a little bit, like almost still in wolf form, but as a human.
and then I'm gonna pat him on the head and say, "You're a strange little dude," and then I'm gonna go to the pull-out couch, pull out the couch, and crash.
You can take one of the beds, because Lak'yr would be probably meditating on like the couch or something like that, because he doesn't need like a full bed to lay out on.
Okay, so I go get the other clear bed and I scoot it next to Tess's so that he has more room to lay and stretch out, and then I still sleep on the bunk bed.
There you go.
Awesome. All right. So as you guys are asleep, everyone roll me just a general D20.
General D20.
17.
Major mistake.
15.
7.
Also 7.
Well, we will go in descending order. So Tess is first. Tess, you have a dream.
I have a dream.
You dream of the red dragonborn woman that you have had so many visions of before. And she is currently in the throes of battle with a giant green troll. And she is seemingly losing. And she says,
I'm trying to heal her right now.
oh, yeah, you're standing there and your healing seems to be keeping her maintained. And she says, Tess, I can't hold much longer. I'm going to open a portal. Do you know the man who led you to Fort Outcast?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to open the portal right next to his stew. Come to the Feywild right now. And then you'll sleep the full 8 hours, and then you'll wake up. But it feels like that dream
as
was...
As soon as I can wake up, I do.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as I can, like, realize I'm in a dream or, like...
Yeah, so that happens at the end of the 8 hours.
Yeah,
so you wake up after that. Lak'yr is next. So you are dreaming, and you are having a splendid day. The sun is shining on your face. You've got some notes into your book, and you are looking at your spell book with pride, and then you look at your other hand, and it is covered in blood. And as you look around you, you see 3 bodies lying in front of you. Blink, Tess, and Litzy, all dead, lying in front of you. And a voice whispers in your ear and says, you did this. And that's your dream.
Okay.
So are you new to trauma?
Blink and Litzy have a roll off to see who goes next, since you guys both rolled 7.
Okay.
2
And a 13.
All right. So Blink, you dream of this gigantic man made entirely of clock cogs, and he is watching over you as you wake up from your dream, and you are in this place of ticking magic and madness, as it seems, but the most ordered madness you've ever experienced. And he touches you on your heart, and you feel this pulse go through you. As this pulse goes through you, you will have this flashback vision, and you will see a group of druids that you have repressed the thought of, mainly because you were a baby when this happened, but a group of druids handing you to a group of wolves that you could assume to be their companions, and they say, quick, run into the woods, take care of this child, he's special. And then they turn around, and you see an army of light blue dressed soldiers coming in and absolutely with magic slaughtering these druids.
Okay.
And that's your dream. And then Litzy, last but not least. So Litzy, you will have a dream that you are like a fly on the wall. You've literally taken like a wild shape similar to something that Tess would have, of a fly on the wall inside of the secret chamber that you guys found in Grumbopolis. The secret chamber where you found all of the evil symbols and such in the historian's library. You will see your father, who's much younger in age, who is struggling through tears as he is talking to Amulek about changing your book. And you see your father begrudgingly agree to burning down of the church, as Amulek instructed. But as Amulek watches your father leave, Amulek takes hold of Harold's book instead of your book and starts erasing memories and scribing in new memories into Harold's book. After a few moments, he looks up with this grim, twisted smile, replaces Harold's book, and rips a single page out of your book, Litzy, and tosses the page into a burning fire in the center of the room. And as the page burns in the room, it fills with smoke, and the image is gone. And you all awake to a bright and early morning. Lak'yr, I guess you did have some time where you woke up beforehand. Let's do that real quick.
Yes. Immediately after waking up, considering the dream I had, I will, instead of going out, I will instead sit with similar to Tess, but sit with like my back on the door, facing any windows, and essentially just having both my hands at the ready for any kind of attack or anything like that. Okay. And I will wait for them to wake up.
Okay, and nothing happens. So 4 hours goes by, and you guys all wake up. You see Lak'yr very vigilantly watching over the three of you as you are waking up. And
We need to get to the stew.
would anyone like some stew? Would anyone like some stew? Told you, it is
fine day. I'll say, excuse me?
There's something happening outside of the city. We need to get to the stew.
All right. Stew?
The man who brought us here, Billy Bog.
Boggy Billy.
Boggy Billy. Yeah, Boggy Billy. We need to get to his stew. There's something's happening.
All right. Do we have time to get the time anchors, or?
I guess we'll have to make time.
I guess we're in for a quick morning. I guess we should get ready as quickly as possible.
All right.
I'm like hurrying people like passively. Like
there's a knock on your door.
I'll answer it.
Okay. In front of you stands Lilith Flamepike, and she smiles and says, I meant to give you something when I last saw you. And so she hands each of you a time anchor and says, well, I hope that you have a good journey into the Feywild. I'm not sure how you're going to find it, but I wish you luck.
Thank you. How did you get these?
Well, they were quite accurately labeled in the Ox King's quarters, time anchors, and he had
You'll have
promised
to
them
thank
to
the
you.
Ox King for me.
Oh, she gives like she looks through the wall stare as the Ox King is dead. Anyway, and then she says, I'll tell him when I see him next. And she like leaves the door with her head like slightly bowed. But
Well, that was easier than we thought.
Thanks again.
All right. Well, let's go.
all right, so you guys head towards Boggy Billy. Okay.
Is there anything specifically about the time anchor? Just curious for.
So they're
the
little,
equipment
they're
that I
little
have.
rings.
Oh, yeah.
They have they're golden rings, each with a different stone on the top of them. One is a purple amethyst stone. One is a green emerald. One is a red ruby, and one is a blue sapphire.
So I'm gonna take it and try to like wedge it into like one of the little bumps on my quarterstaff, which is a little bit more of a stick than a quarterstaff.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's just on my quarterstaff.
Wonderful. Works out great. And then the rest of you guys putting on the rings and
I'll take the sapphire one. Yeah.
Take a sapphire. Okay. So sapphire. What ring did you take?
I take the emerald.
Ruby for me, please.
So I assume like I grabbed them from her and like kind of like held them out to them. They all picked and then I just pocketed whichever one was left, which was
Amethyst.
I bet you didn't take amethyst because it's too close to Amulek.
Anyway, so you guys head outside to Boggy Billy, and as you exit the town gates, a terrible smell of burning stew. And as you exit, another smell hits your nostrils. This terrible smell of rot and decay. And you see, hanging from a tree, Boggy Billy with a note. And you also see a portal that is open to the Feywild.
I'll summon some of my darts and aim it at the rope hanging Boggy Billy just to cut him down. And as we kind of approach, I'll just take the note and immediately open up to see whatever's inside.
Boggy Billy like clatters to the ground as you do, and he is white in the face, very obviously dead, like not coming back. And the note attached to him as you pick it up is written, a lesson to anyone who assists the Grey Aura. I'm coming for you. Amulek, the Unstoppable. That's where we're going to end our session. My name is Cade, and I'm the host and dungeon master of this Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure. And I'm joined here by the players to my left.
Mason playing Lak'yr.
Brooklyn playing Litzy.
Danny playing Tess.
Caden playing Blink.
Awesome. Now, if you like our show, go ahead and give us a review on Apple Podcasts, because that really helps us get out into more people's listening libraries and really helps us out as a podcast. And we hope you remember, when life knocks you flat on your back, all you got to do is keep rolling. And we hope you have a great rest of your day.